It's Monday. And we were up early this morning because we've had to take the car in. The car's gone in to be repaired, body repair, where I wrapped it around the gatepost. And they say it'll probably be ready by Wednesday, which is quite nice because we've come home in a Yaris, which is quite small for us, and it's manual, and our Tiguan is automatic. So it took a while before Mark realised that he needed to change gear. So we travelled around in first gear quite a bit, first of all, this morning. It's cold, it's very autumnal, and we've got even colder weather due from Wednesday. The temperature outside today on that, which is a bit protected, is 19 degrees centigrade. So it's probably about 17 and a half out the front. And we're due weather that's going to be 15 by Wednesday. It's very autumnal. It's really, yeah, it just feels too soon. And I was sort of thinking, surely we're going to get some warm weather back. So a friend of ours said that she saw cranes heading north yesterday, which is portent of winter. And I said to her, I hope you shouted at them and told them which way to go. So that's not good when you start seeing the cranes going north. When I went down to do the chickens, to let the chickens out this morning, this is the second time I've heard this. I heard some crowing attempts, and I know that in the past, a long way back, and I've not actually looked before making this video, that it's not unusual for a flock without a cockerel for one of the hens to begin to take on some male characteristics. And I'm going to pause you and go and look because I've read it, just to be able to talk about it more thoroughly. Hold on. Well, that's interesting. It's to do with their hormones, their female hormones dropping after about 2 years. Well, she's probably 3, 2. Well, she is definitely 2 or older. But it's to do with that they can start trying to crow. She's not fully crowing, but it is really weird going down there and hearing the crowing attempts. And I've heard it twice in the past couple of weeks. And I'm sure it's her. It won't be any of the others. I'm sure all the other 3, I'm pretty sure the other 3 are hens because they're laying eggs. So I've given a lot of eggs away this week. Our neighbour was here on yesterday afternoon for afternoon tea, and I gave him some eggs. And I'm also going to give him, I'm making pot au feu, and it translates as stew. I don't make it often because I don't like the cut of meat that I get that's suitable for pot au feu. If I was making stew at home, I would buy at home. Oh God, I've been here 18 years. This is home. If I was making stew in the UK, I would buy stewing steak or braising steak. But here, I get a jarret de boeuf, which I'm not really keen on, and I think it's hock. And I'm now going to pause you again. It's shin. Actually, yeah, you can buy shin of beef in the UK. Not really sure it's a cut of beef I would have bought. And it's the same cut as lamb shank. So it needs a very long, slow cooking, which is what I've been doing. But I've had 2 of these joints in the freezer for quite a while. And I put off using them because I just don't like them. But they come when I order my beef from the farm. They come as part of the package, and they go in the freezer, and I use all the nice stuff, and then they sit in the freezer and sit. So I had 2 in there, and I buy beef from the farm about twice a year. So I had 2 in there. So both needed using because I've just made another beef order. So I put my slow cooker's big, so I was able to put both of them in the slow cooker. And I put them in the slow cooker, and they cooked for about 5 hours. And then this morning I've taken them out, turned the slow cooker on again with all the veg and the gravy in, taken them out and cut the meat up into portions, into the sizes that you would have on your plate. Added more potatoes because I've offered to take some for our neighbour, but there weren't enough potatoes in there for him. There would have only been enough potatoes for us for one meal. There's enough meat in there for several meals, but I didn't put a load of potatoes in, so I've put more potatoes in. Another problem with that is when you cook potatoes in a slow cooker or in a stew, they take much longer to cook than if you were boiling them on the stove in water. So when I dish the potato for us for our dinner in an hour's time, I'm going to have to fiddle around with the potatoes and chuck the slightly cooked ones back, but that's okay. So I'm making some for him. I don't know why I offered him some, but I did, so I have to go along with that. So that's it really. So yeah, it's cold, and Mark did light the fire the other night, which was it was sort of mid-evening, and he just lit the fire and it warmed the room up, and meant the room was warm yesterday, warmer, because it gets cold in here. We don't get warmed up in here very easily because the walls are so thick. I fed the Marmite and bread and egg to the limping hen again yesterday. I'll do her again at some point today when I'm feeling ready to do that, which will be after I've eaten. Mornings, I'm a bit slow in the mornings, and then I get my energy later on in the afternoon. So I'll go, and she's easy to pick up. She lets me pick her up. And I think if she sees me holding a bowl, she'll let me pick her up because she knows what she's getting. So she's had 2 lots of that now, and I'm hopeful it will work, but I'm not sure it will. She's been like that. How old is she now? She must be about 5 months old, and she's been like that all the time. She was like that when we got her. We didn't know that because we bought her from the market, but yeah, I don't know whether he noticed. He would have had so many chickens that he wouldn't really notice if he's got one that's sort of a bit limping. So I'm not sure that my vitamin B plan will work, but I want to feed her up a bit, because if she feels a bit light, so at least I know that she's getting some decent food in her. Yeah, so that's that really. Yeah, I just wish it wasn't so cold. I'd like to be able to go and sit and read in the garden or do something in the warm, but I can't, so I won't. Right, thank you, and hello to the new subscribers. I've got quite a few new subscribers, and many of you commented on my fat shaming video and came along because of that, which is really nice because they're difficult things to talk about. So thank you, and thank you for your comments, and let's see what happens next time. Have a good day. Bye.